Hi everyone, Anthony Mazzola, and today we're going to be reviewing the new La Aroma de Cuba Pasión by Ashton Cigars. La Aroma de Cuba Pasión is a collaboration between the Ashton family and the Garcia family, who run the My Father factory in Nicaragua. It's been in the making for easily 5 years, but it goes back even further. Essentially, when I first heard the name Pasión, we're in Nicaragua. I remember there was talk about this new farm about 18 miles outside of Esteli, which is obviously a renowned growing and manufacturing area in Nicaragua. No one at the time was growing tobacco there. We get in the Jeeps and I'm riding along with Jaime Garcia. I can vividly remember when we crested the hill and we got a gander, the environment was just perfect for growing tobacco. This celebrated farm is actually the same farm that produced tobacco for the #1 cigar of the year, which was the Flor de las Antillas Toro. And you know, I always say people that are extremely talented in anything that they do, they have vision, right? And I think the Garcia family had this vision, what this land would produce. So, makeup of the cigar. So it's a Nicaraguan Puro, 100% premium aged tobacco, all from the Garcia's farms in Nicaragua. We have the Cuban seed shade grown wrapper from Namanji. In the binder and filler, you have tobaccos from their farms in Esteli and Jalapa. So every growing region picks up different characteristics from the soil and from the land, which makes each cigar very, very unique. So, you know, this is a beautiful, pristine wrapper, shade grown from Namanji, which has a nice reddish hue to it, very small vein structure, which lends itself to a very clean burn and a very distinctive profile. But also you have tobaccos from Esteli, tobaccos from Jalapa. Inherently, tobaccos from Esteli have punch to it. They add spice. Tobaccos from Jalapa have sweetness, a little bit of nuttiness to it. So the combination of all three of those growing regions makes for a wonderful, complex cigar. The Pasión is definitely a nuanced blend. And every bit of the tobacco in this cigar goes through what they call a triple fermentation. Obviously, the extensive fermentation of the cigar and tobacco leads to a more pleasant smoking experience. The triple fermentation really brings out a refinement and a character in the tobacco. The wrapper variety is what really sets this blend apart. As I said earlier, I'm very excited about the blend because it's almost like if a great chef had a new ingredient to use in their cooking, it's the same concept. The Garcia family have this shade wrapper and it adds a different dimension to any cigar in the Ashton portfolio. La Aroma de Cuba has a lot of great blends out there, but this one sets itself apart as a very distinct, different blend. So, tasting notes of the cigar. Initially, as soon as you light the cigar, there's a distinct tasting note of smoked cashew. It's unmistakable. For all you fans out there who love a cigar that has a nutty characteristic to it, this will be the first cigar I go to because it's undeniable. The first note you get from the Pasión is going to be smoked cashew. With that, I also get taste of leather. I also taste like a whisper of molasses there. So I have to attribute that to maybe the tobacco that's grown in Jalapa, because inherently tobacco that comes out of Jalapa in Nicaragua has a nice natural sweet note to it. So I get flavors of molasses. And as you smoke the cigar and as it develops, I get flavors of cedar as well. Actually, even coming off the cigar, the aroma, the room note is very cedary. There's 6 sizes. Today we're smoking the box press torpedo. I've smoked them all. About halfway through all the formats, all the sizes, you're gonna pick up a spice note that wasn't there with the initial combustion. But again, it's subtle. It's a very nice rounded spice. It's not aggressive, and it really picks up halfway through each of the formats in the Pasión. So today for the pairing, we decided to do the new La Aroma de Cuba Pasión with the Yamazaki 12-year-old whiskey out of Japan. Japanese whiskey has a very distinct and unique flavor to it because it definitely drinks like a Scotch whiskey, but there's an oomph to it, a kind of a little bit of a power behind it that kind of drinks like a bourbon as well. The reason why we thought this would be a perfect pairing is because I think both the spirit and the cigar are very unique and very nuanced. They definitely work in harmony together. There's contrast, but there's also similar taste profiles. Honey, molasses, smoked cashew, nuttiness, a little bit of coconut in the Yamazaki. You know, with the Pasión, we know the tasty notes of it, but we're just starting to kind of play around with it and put it with different spirits to see how well it works in harmony with it. I think we definitely hit our mark, and I think it's a very, very good pairing. So I want to thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you here next time.